Hello everyone, welcome back to Kid Spy Top Secret Smackdown. I'm still in my room because it's still a little loud out there, but that's okay. So, we're going to read Chapter 4, Birdnapped. This is the Tower of London. If you read the first book of my adventures, Mac B, Kid Spy number 1, Mac Undercover, or the second Mac B Kid Spy number 2, The Impossible Crime, you already know all about the Tower of London. If you haven't, here's the deal. It's a 1,000-year-old fortress where many famous people had their heads chopped off. Today, the Queen keeps her jewels there. Dawn was breaking as we arrived at the Tower of London. Greenish light played on the river Thames. The Queen and I stood on the cobblestones atop the walls of the fortress. A soldier raised a flag. Look at that flag, Mac. It's the flag of the United Kingdom, the Union Jack. Weird name, I said. It's not weird, said the Queen. Union, because it's a flag of four for the 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom. Jack is a nickname. It is a cute thing to call a boy named John, and also a flag. Okay, I said. I take it back. Good name. The Union Jack combines the flags of England. This is England. And Scotland. This is Scotland. And adds a red X for the St. Patrick's Cross for Northern Ireland. What about Wales? I said. Wales didn't make it onto the Jack, said the Queen. What? I said, a Welsh person would definitely find that offensive. Mac, said the Queen, stop. What does the Welsh flag look like? It's a red dragon on a green and white field. Seriously, I said, you should put a dragon on the Jack. Mac, do not tell me what to do with my Jack. But it would be cool, I said. Mac, said the Queen, how would you feel if I told you that your mother's boyfriend, Craig, was a nice man, deep down, and that you should spend some time bonding with him? I frowned. I would feel that that's none of your business. Precisely, said the Queen. That is how other countries feel when Americans interfere on their affairs. But, I said, silence, said the Queen. She held her pinky finger up in the air. Listen, Mac. I listened. But I didn't hear anything. It was silent. Do you hear that? No, I said. Exactly, said the Queen. Normally at this hour in this place, we would hear croaking and flapping and blood-curdling screams. Those sounds, Mac, are the sounds ravens make. Okay, I said. 6 ravens live at the Tower of London, said the Queen. Their names are Raven Rise, Raven Charlie, Raven Merrill, Raven Olivia, Raven Carla, and Raven Tony. They live here, Mac. This is their home. They should be waking up now, but Mac, the Tower Ravens have been abducted. Abducted means taken. No, I said. Yes, said the Queen. A bird-napping, I said. A bird-napping, said the Queen. Why would somebody steal a bunch of crows? I asked. A bunch of ravens, said the Queen. Do you know the difference between a crow and a raven? Is this a joke? I asked. It is not a joke. The American crow is smaller than a raven, and it makes a cawing sound, which many people, including me, find brash and tacky. Caw, caw, whereas a raven croaks and has a wonderful vibrato, like this, like so. The Queen let out a throaty gurgle. You see, this is nothing funny about it. Okay, I said. Now, Mac, the Queen adjusted her crown. Do you know why a raven is like a writing desk? I thought for a second. Well, The Queen smiled. That, she said, is a joke. I read it in a book. Oh, I said, I liked jokes. I still do. Why is a raven like a writing desk? The Queen frowned. I don't know, she said. The book didn't give the answer. Oh, I said, but here is one answer. I would be very upset if someone stole my writing desk, and I'm very upset that someone stole my ravens. That's not very funny, I said. Indeed it is not. In fact, it is incredibly serious. These are very important ravens, Mac. They are? Yes. I shall tell you a story in 1667. Oh boy, I said. In 1667, said the Queen, the King of England and his royal astronomer were observing the heavens through a telescope, which was installed at the top of a white tower. She pointed up at the white tower. Good name. The king leaned over and peered through the glass, hoping to glimpse a far-off star, but he could see nothing. Ravens were circling the tower, blocking his view, dive-bombing the telescope, and befouling its lenses with their leavings. Their leavings, I said. Their droppings, said the Queen. Their droppings? Don't be crass, Mac. I didn't say anything. Now, said the Queen. The king was furious. He had really wanted that star. He shouted to the guards and ordered all the ravens in the tower to be killed. But before the executions could be carried out, the royal astronomer stopped the king. Your Majesty, he said, it is bad luck to kill a raven. And then he made this prophecy. If the Tower of London ravens are lost or fly away, the crown will fall, and Britain with it. Wait, this guy was a scientist, I said? He sounds more like a wizard. Well, said the Queen, in those times the line between science and a wizard was a little blurry. In any case, the King of England declared that from the day forth 6 ravens would always live at the Tower of London, and the royal astronomer moved his telescopes to spot a few miles away, where he later discovered Uranus. Okay, I said, don't be crass. I didn't say anything. Mac, said the Queen, you must recover the tower's ravens. If you do not, my reign will end. Britain will be lost. We are all counting on you. I watched the sunrise. I thought for a second. Your Majesty, I said, that story you told me doesn't make sense. If the King of England was trying to see a star, it would have been a nightmare. Or it would have been nighttime. The ravens wouldn't have been circling the tower. They would have been asleep. The Queen sighed. Well, Mac, perhaps it did not happen exactly the way I told it. Then how did it happen? The Queen sighed again. Perhaps, she said, it did not actually happen at all. So it's just a story, I said. Just a story, Mac? Why then, this thing on my head is just a piece of metal with pointy bits and a bunch of rocks stuck in it. A crown is just a story, Mac. A queen is just a story. A country is just a story. People believe stories. Tut-tut, Mac. It does not matter whether a sleuth-slayer delivered a prophecy atop that tower. It does not matter whether the King of England actually made a decree. This is a story that every Briton knows. And if the people of this nation discover the tower's ravens have been stolen, there will be panic, pandemonium. People will believe Britain will fall, and so Britain will fall. Who cares whether the prophecy is real? The prophecy is true. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said, you want me to find the birds? Yes, Mac, I want you to find the birds. On it. That leaves us for Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is called A Conspiracy of Ravens. What do you think it's going to be about? I hope you enjoyed Chapter 4.